Good morning, traders. Greg here with Master Trader. So the markets are going to continue the move up. It started yesterday on the big gap. We're looking at the futures here on the daily, the weekly, and a 30-minute, 24-hour chart. And as I am speaking here, well, not too long ago, they actually broke out of this little range here where, we were questioning, or I was questioning, which way are we going to go here. I was kind of thinking after yesterday, that range, and then with the gap up, we might see an inside day. The other possibility, which I mentioned to our subscribers, was that, the market goes into like a blow-off here and moves up into this resistance, and who knows, possibly a new high. The NASDAQ did it, so maybe the S&Ps are going to follow. And we do have a weekly time frame that is still in an uptrend and bullish, and it, what I call, created this support here where there was none. And what does that mean? There was a momentum move higher where each new bar or candle starts where the other one ended, and it just continues higher and higher. And you can see what I mean here by this momentum move that creates this price void. So when prices came down and then broke, this bottoming tail here, obviously told us that there was buyers taking control. Now, the other side of that is, as prices begin to move down and make lower highs, the thought is they'll make lower lows. Well, that didn't happen. It retested the bottoming tail bar, came up into this major resistance area, and on the news now it's gapped up. And so can we continue to push higher here? Well, it looks that way. We'll see how it all shapes up. The NASDAQ, that's actually oil. NASDAQ futures here, continuing their move higher. They gapped up and cleared that ugly topping tail. There's nothing to stop them. You've got a sideways consolidation versus a time correction, right? So, as you know, we either get corrections through time, bullish, or we get corrections through pullbacks in price. Now, pullbacks in price are great because we get to buy at a cheaper level. However, here was a very significant consolidation over a long period of time. This is a weekly chart, and just a normal pullback, which would have come back into this area here where these bars are overlapping each other. That's where the price consolidation is, the price support. It didn't happen. It created support. There's your W bottom again, and the question, can it continue to go here? I had thought possibly head and shoulders, and news. You can check article that I had sent out earlier this week. I mentioned news can play havoc with even the best price patterns, and so that news got prices going higher here. And at this point, until proven otherwise, the assumption is, well, it can keep going higher. Today's low, it's a 24-hour chart, so that's the current bar. Today's low is now our reference point of support. That's our first reference point of support. Now we've got the Dow moving up here, and the Dow has been showing relative weakness. It was the weakness of the three that we're looking at here. Had the deepest correction, pushed down under the 50 MA, pushed down under the bottoming tail bar, and then it began to reverse with this yo-yo type of movement here. Big down, up, back up again. And then on the news, pushing up. And now it's just inching above the high of that topping tail bar, which suggests it'll continue to move up toward that area here. And I say area because it's not an exact point. Don't get hung up on exact points of support and resistance. Don't get hung up on those that are saying, hey, here's my proprietary numbers. That's all hocus pocus type of stuff. And then just see what it does. See what the reaction is to that resistance. It may just move up here, and if we're going to get that, type of blast off type of move here, this extended move, it may just keep going, like as if that's not there, and that is one of the most bullish things prices could do. There's the consolidation in the 24-hour chart. Prices moved up there. I haven't checked news, but it's possible it is earnings that are driving that. McDonald's was reporting, and they're up almost 4 points here. There's that push up, and you know, if the market does weaken here, I don't like to fight the strength of the market. I like to keep my plays in an individual stock in alignment with that, especially a Dow stock. But, you know, this has been making a big move, as you could see, and it's continued here. And now it's, well, 138, or one bid, 138.10 offer. So it's up here. So this is something to consider as a fade play. Meaning, you know, maybe as it rattles around up here, if the market starts to come in, possibly shorting it under a 5-minute low, or maybe it bases and then breaks down. But that's a thought, even though this is strong, because of the gap, and it's been moving up. We look at this as potentially it's going to be a novice type of gap. So we'll see how that plays out today. And, you know, bonds got hit on the news, and they're holding their 20 MA in this little support area here. So you may want to keep an eye on that, or TLT, since they're retesting this area. You know, if they are able to get back up here, that would be one piece of information, intermarket analysis, that would give a guide as to, hey, the market's likely to pull back now that bonds are starting to recover. And I said you could use TLT if you don't have the futures. Oil took a big hit. It's pulled back here to the 200 period moving average in this area of support. And it's a wide area. The 200 is a focal point for many. But this is a wide area, whip up and down. So where's it going to stop? Well, it could stop here, it could stop here, but the anticipation is after a sharp drop like this, which has created a price void in of itself, and there is, you know, some significant support right here. You know, you get a counter trend bounce. Not that it's going to go back up. We really don't know, but with a big drop like this, odds are you're going to get a bounce. With this type of a drop, regardless whether it's oil or the S&Ps or any stock of your choice. And what else we have to look at here? Oh, the Russell has just been a big mess, but it gapped up here. It's bid 139.96. So up into this area here, it could potentially keep going. You know, since it's entered this area there. And, you know, we just had this big sloppy consolidation. Now, as I look at this, I think, well, you know, weekly uptrend, a long sloppy consolidation. If by chance this can actually get through this area and push up through here, that would be quite bullish. You know, again, just not, you know, as I look at anything, I always think of the other scenario, and what would that be? Well, a breakout failure. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's always in my mind that there is that possibility, and then I have my management rules to handle that. So one of the things I shared with subscribers last night, and I do on a regular basis, well, is our internals. So they've been neutral for a very long time. They're starting to come down where sentiment is becoming bearish, and surprisingly, traders did not get more positive on the market, which is bearish. They didn't go to the options market and buy a lot of calls yesterday. So that's probably what's helping to fuel the market to go higher. Now, as it continues to go higher, breadth is going to become overbought or bearish, and I think, you know, it's been a long time. You know, we had the reverse where the buy signal came here, where we may actually get the opposite, where the markets are moving up. A lot of the, you know, the news will be how great everything is, and these internals will come in alignment, which I've used for many years and have been an excellent guide as to when the market is at a turning point, just like it was here and our letter was, I was looking for an end-of-year rally, and after the market had actually broke down, the letter came out and was right about there. So we'll see how this plays out, but markets should move up. This should come into alignment with each other, and when it happens, historically, the markets will then pull back. So have a great trading day. Hope this helps. Stop in at mastertrader.com. Bye-bye.